Happy Thursday, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. We've got 6 MLB games. As always, we're going to cover each of those, and I'll give you my best bets. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Join the Discord, absolutely free. It is Masters Week, so I've already posted some plays in there for today. But let's get into this card. First game is going to be White Sox and the Guardians. Actually, you know what? Let's recap yesterday. What the hell am I doing? All right. Recap from yesterday. We gave out White Sox Guardians over 7. We did not hit. It was 3-1, bases loaded, 2 outs. And we needed a tie on the White Sox side. Got a base hit, scored a run, made it 3-2. Tying run got thrown out at home. Would have guaranteed we pushed that. So a little unlucky. We started off the first inning with it's 2-1. Feeling pretty good. 3 runs in the first inning. And then they managed to scrape together 2 runs the rest of the game. Pretty crazy. Let's see. Brewers -1. Barely got that done. They only won like 17-5. So that was pretty close. Angels first 5 over 1.5. They ended up scoring 3. So check that box. And then Cardinals and Pirates over 7.5. Good God. No runs through 11 innings. So yeah, they finished at 3. So it is what it is. Crazy day with the weather. So, still early in the season. We're still kind of learning and evolving. But 2-2 day. Let's have a nice day today. So first game on the card is going to take us to the White Sox and the Guardians. Actually, they've got this one different. Good God. All right, we'll go Angels, Tampa Bay Rays. We'll stay with what's on the screen. Jose Soriano going up against Zach Littell. Soriano 1-1 on the season. Pretty good year. He's got a 3.65 ERA, but only giving up an opponent average of 171. Has a nice K rate of 30%. Walk rate's a little high, about 11%. Home runs per 9 at about 1.5, which scares me a little bit. My only fear here is the Rays hit the fastball pretty well. And this guy, it's pretty much what he throws. 66% of his pitches are fastball. Rays right now are hitting 5th best against the fastball. Now, the rest of his pitches, kind of in between. Curveball, Rays are hitting pretty well. He throws that 17.8% of the time. So the 2 pitches, he throws the most. The Rays are doing some damage on. On the other side, we've got Zach Littell. Littell's 0-2 with a 4.15 ERA. Giving up an opponent average of 213. He's a crafty dude. Throws fastballs and cutters about 68% of the time. Now, that said, Angels are hitting cutter very well. 3rd best in baseball in the cutter, 13th in the fastball. But where they struggle is with the splitters and sinkers, which Littell throws about 21% of the time, and they're really struggling against that pitch. So I do think Littell can find some success today. In terms of hitting, Rays are pretty good. This is a top 10 offense, hitting 284 against righties, 126 WRC plus, not K'ing at a very high rate at all. Runners in scoring position looking pretty good, hitting 242. Angels are hitting 240, so they are getting it done with runners in scoring position. The only thing that scares me about Littell is more the lefties. He has given up a 353 average early in the season, the lefties. The good news is the Angels only have 3 left-handed hitters in the lineup. If we look at Soriano, same thing. He's really struggled against the lefties, giving up a 4.16 WOBA versus righties, where he's given up a .079 WOBA. Now, for the Rays, they'll have 5 lefties in the lineup. So this is a big advantage to them. And then the other area where they really have an advantage is when it comes to the bullpen. The Rays are top 10 right now in pretty much every statistical category, whereas the Angels are a bottom 5 in almost every statistical category. So huge advantage to the Rays when it comes to the back half of the game. I think the starting pitching's pretty even here. So give me the Rays to win this game. We've got an over-under of 8, pretty much right on the nose. I don't mind this. I mean, I've got this slated 4.6 to 3.8. So it would lean towards the over here. Just not sure I'm going to take it. We're still kind of learning the Steinbrenner field in terms of the weather. It's going to be between 77 and 81 from first pitch to final pitch. My only concern is the wind's going to be in from left field, and it's going to be pretty heavy. It's going to be about 17 to 19 miles an hour with some mid humidity. It's going to be about 59% humidity. and pretty much mid-air pressure. So nothing of concern there. Soriano is a ground ball pitcher. 62% of his outs come via the ground ball, whereas Littell is kind of evenly split. He's kind of a 50-50 guy. So give me the Rays in this spot. All right, now let's talk about the White Sox and the Guardians. Jonathan Cannon going up against Gavin Williams. Cannon 0-1, 3.12 ERA, expected ERA of 4.2. I mean, on paper, these pitchers are very, very similar. Their statistics are quite similar. Now, my play here is for the Guardians, and we're running back the over 7. So why are we running it back? It's just more the weather. It's going to be 41 degrees, so it's going to be warmer than it was yesterday, and the wind is going to be blowing out very hard to right field, about 16 miles an hour, and we're going to have 96% humidity. So the ball will carry, and we have pretty mid-air pressure. So that really screams carry to me. And I love Cleveland here because they are a very left-handed dominant lineup. They should be throwing out 7 lefties today. And if we look at Cannon, he has struggled against lefties early on this season, giving up about a 270 average to lefties. So love this spot for him. I do have a little bit of concerns with Gavin Williams. He has given up a high average to right-handed hitters. So Chicago is predominantly right-handed. So he has definitely had some struggles against them, giving up a 333 average. So I do like runs in this one. I think Cleveland's able to get some things going. If we look at Cannon, faced Cleveland one time last year, went into the 6th inning, had 7 hits, 3 earned runs, 4 Ks. We look at his last start versus Detroit, didn't make it out of the 4th inning. He only gave up 3 hits, but he gave up 3 earned runs. He walked 3, hit 2, and he K'd 3. If we look at Williams, he had 1 start against the White Sox last year as well. He went 4 innings, 7 hits, 5 earned runs, 2 Ks, 2 walks. Last start was against the Angels. He only went 3 innings. Gave up 5 hits, 5 runs. 2 of them were earned. Walked 3, struck out 5. So I do think there's runs to be had in this game. I don't necessarily trust Gavin Williams. And for Cleveland, we saw guys like Gaddis and Clase throw last night. So their bullpen, they're going to have to go to some lesser arms. And the White Sox should be in the same boat. Like they're going to have to go to some pitchers who aren't necessarily the greatest here. So I do like runs in this getaway day. And I like Cleveland to get out to a fairly hot start here, just given the wind and propensity from the left-handed side. So give me Cleveland in this one. Next game is going to be the Twins and the Royals. Bailey Ober going up against Michael Wacha. Weather-wise, it's going to be a nice day, 70 degrees, but we're going to have the wind blowing in. It's going to be it's going to be blowing in from the left. I would say kind of in between left field wall and third base, kind of that angle. And it's going to be pretty heavy, about 17 to 19 miles an hour. We got about 38% humidity and some pretty high air pressure. So that is going to limit how far balls are going to carry. If we look at Michael Wacha, he's got a pretty good track record against this Twins team. He's 5-1 with a 3.05 ERA in 7 games versus the Twins. Now, last year in 2024, pitched against them once and threw an absolute gem. 7 innings, 4 hits, 7 Ks, no earned runs. In his last start, he was mid, 5.2 innings pitched, 6 hits, 4 earned runs, 5 Ks, and 1 walk. If we look at Bailey Ober, he struggled against this Royals team. He's 0-4 with a 6.50 ERA. Pitched against them 3 times last year. In total, went about 13.1 innings, 19 hits, 14 earned runs, and 12 Ks. So definitely not a team that he has thrown well against. And if we look at his last outing against Houston, he went 4 innings, 3 hits, 1 earned run, 5 Ks, 2 walks. So now the start prior to that was not good. He went 2.2 innings and gave up 8 earned runs at St. Louis. So I don't have a lot of confidence in Bailey Ober right now. Just don't like the way he's looking. And he's definitely susceptible to being hit. When I look at his pitch split, though, it's pretty good. I mean, Royals aren't crushing the fastball whatsoever, but neither are the Twins. So the pitch split looks much better for Michael Wacha here. Bailey Ober giving up a 625 average to lefties, 375 to righties. Michael Wacha, though, giving up a 500 average to righties and giving up a 273 average to lefties. Bullpens, fairly even, slight advantage towards the Twins in this one. This is just a game. I don't love, but I would pick the Royals. It's just a bounce back after a loss on getaway day. But yeah, this one could definitely go either way. So play with caution. All right, next game, Brewers and the Rockies. Obviously, we were on the Brewers yesterday. Today, not so much. Quinn Priester on the hill for the Brew Crew. Priester only threw 5 innings last year with Boston. And then he was on Pittsburgh where he threw 44 innings. Just really bad stats. This guy just can't be trusted. Over his career, he's got a 6.23 ERA, less than 100 innings pitched, and he's given up 69 earned runs and 19 home runs. And now we're sending him to a park where the ball will fly. I just don't have any confidence in him. If we look at Ryan Feltner versus Milwaukee in Colorado, so at Coors Field, he's got 15.2 innings pitched, 17 hits, 7 earned runs, and 13 Ks. I would say that's serviceable in Coors Field. His last game was away versus the Athletics. He went 5 innings, 8 hits, 2 earned runs, 1 home run, 1 base on ball, and 4 Ks. So not too bad. I would say Rockies in this one. Give me Rockies minus 105. Getaway day, Rockies at home against a really bad pitcher. I just don't really see an angle to take the Brew Crew, and they got stomped yesterday, which is my kind of system play bounce back game. So that's where I'm at with that one. Blue Jays and the Red Sox, Chris Bassett going up against Walker Buehler. It's going to be 46 degrees, 55% humidity, pretty high air pressure, and the wind's going to be blowing out to left center at about 12 miles an hour. Walker Buehler hasn't faced the Blue Jays since 2019, so we don't really have a lot to go off of there. But Walker Buehler early in this season, pretty much as I expected. He's got an 8.68 ERA, a 16% K percentage. Now, he's not walking a ton of people. That's the only bright spot here. But he's given up a 4.12 average to lefties, 3.04 to righties, very high hard hit percentage. So not great. On the flip side, Chris Bassett, he's 2-2. With a 2.40 ERA in 7 games versus Boston. Now, if we just look specifically at games in Fenway, he's 2-1 with a 1.95 ERA. Basically, he has given up 2 or less earned runs in all of his starts in Fenway. So he's pitched really well. He had 2 games against him last year, went 13.2 innings, gave up 3 earned runs. His last start versus the Mets was really solid, 6.2 innings, so he went into the 7th. Only 4 hits, no earned runs, and 9 Ks. So I think huge pitching advantage here to Toronto. He's just had a lot of success here, and Walker Buehler's just not a guy I can trust. That said, early in the season, things can happen. But Bassett's got a 1.5 ERA versus an 8.68. But the opponent average is still very similar. Bassett's given up a 320 average, Buehler 341. So and you kind of lean towards runs in this one, but I'm just not comfortable given the weather taking an over-under as high as it is. So I'm not willing to go to that 8.5. Just can't quite get there. But I do like the Blue Jays in this one. We've just seen the Red Sox kind of struggle offensively the last couple of games. Ironically, the statistics for these two teams are damn near identical. They're both hitting .252 versus righties. On-base percentage is pretty darn or within a tenth of each other. K percentage, Boston striking out more than Toronto. This is a Toronto game in my opinion. So that's where I'm at with that one. Final game on the card. Game of the night, Phillies and the Braves. Jesus Luzardo going up against Spencer Schwellenbach. Schwellenbach's been a beast. Has not given up a run this year. So he is 1-0 with an opponent average of .068. So absolutely crushing it. Giving up a 107 average to lefties and has not given up a hit to a right-hander yet. Very, very low hard hit percentage. He is just pitching an absolute gym after gym so far early in this season. If we look at Schwelle, he's 2-0, hasn't lost against Philly. He's got a 2.45 ERA, pitched against them 3 times last year. So everything he's ever had in his career was last year. So there's a lot of familiarity built up there. He went 18 innings, 15 hits, 5 earned runs, and 17 Ks. So his last game versus Miami was an absolute gem. Went 8 innings, 2 hits, no earned runs, and struck out 10. If we look at Jesus Luzardo, he is 3-3 with a 4.29 ERA versus Atlanta. Threw 1 game against them last year. He went 5 innings, 7 hits, 5 earned runs. But his last game against the Dodgers was masterful. He went 7 innings of 2-hit baseball, no earned runs, and 8 Ks. I love the Nerfy here. Jesus is the Nerfy king, and Schwelly is pretty damn good at not giving up runs. So it's minus 140. Did not make the card. I will definitely be playing that. Really good odds there. In terms of the weather, we got an 8 to 10 mile an hour wind blowing in between. It's going to be from right to left, so first base to third base, slightly in. It's going to be 64 degrees, and we've got high humidity. Actually, I'm sorry, we got mid humidity and air pressure. So I would say normal carry, maybe slightly less carry today. We've got an over under of 7.5. I would definitely lean towards the under, maybe a first 5 under, but it's pretty juiced. When I looked at it, it was like minus 175. So nothing really worth taking there. I like the Phillies in this one. I'm not going to lie. I know Schwellenbach's been pitching great. My concern here is the Braves have not been able to hit lefty. They are bottom, basically the worst team in baseball at hitting lefties. Hitting 169 this season, WRC plus of 57, striking out at 23%. It's just not good. So they have really, really struggled against lefties. And when we look at their bullpen, they've already used most of their main arms already. So they're definitely sitting weaker in terms of the bullpen. Runners in scoring position, they're only hitting 183. Phillies are hitting 250, and this pitch split really does work in the Phillies' favor early on this season. Second hitting the fastball, which is Schwellenbach's main pitch. They're fourth hitting the splitter and sinker, which is his next main pitch. And then they've been crushing the curveball. So pretty much everything he throws, they've been absolutely demolishing. So really can't get behind this, whereas opposed to the Braves, one of the worst in everything that he throws, except for the changeup. Braves are 10th hitting the changeup, but they're 25th in the fastball from lefties, 21st in the slider from lefties. So it's just not a good matchup on paper. So to me, it's first 5 under if you can find a decent price. Like I wouldn't even be opposed to going to under 3.5 maybe, but if you can find a decent under 4.5, absolutely slam that. And then, like I said, I like the Nerfy, but we're going with Braves first 5. So let's get into the card, get you guys on your way. Appreciate you tuning in. Like I said, make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. And of course, I forgot to get it all prepped up. So give me 30 seconds. Okay. Plays for today are going to be, we're going to go right back to the well. White Sox Guardians over 7. Like I said, wind is blowing out like crazy. We've got 7 lefties with Cleveland. I think White Sox should be able to get some runs across against Gavin Williams. And then we're going to go Brewers Rockies over 10.5. I think Quinn Priester, we just look at his stuff, it's not good. And then you take him to a field where the carry is insane. They should win. So I like the Rockies to win, but I think the Brew Crew hitting well. They should still be able to score some runs off Feltner. So we're just going to take the over 10.5. Cleveland race to 4 again. They've just got 7 lefties and the wind is blowing out hard to right. So massive advantage to them. And then we're going to go Phillies first 5. Definitely the most controversial play here. And I think most people will be on the other side of this. So if you want to fade it, by all means, go ahead. Fading Schwelly, probably, is it smart? I don't know. But I'm just going with what the numbers are telling me here. And then fun parlay, so not tracked, but we're going to go with Rays, Guardians, Blue Jays, and Rockies. So if you want to take a combination of those, maybe remove the Rockies if you're not comfortable with it. Yeah, those are the plays. Appreciate you guys tuning in today. There will be an NBA video coming out, so we'll get that back out. Did give out 2 leans, 3 leans technically yesterday in the Discord. Only 2 of them played, but both hit. So I will catch you guys in the NBA video.